folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our comic for today is Space Usagi White Star Rising, issue 2 by Dark Horse. Now, there is fighting, shooting, killing, and a weird giant toad creature in this one. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, here's the team. So, issue 2 of White Star Rising, Space Usagi. And as I learned today, this is a, I don't have to call it a reprint, but this already came out just under a different publisher, and it wasn't called just Space Usagi without the White Star Rising. I suppose this is how Mr. Sakai has decided to reprint it again. Interesting. Because I looked it up on my comic shop today and I saw like the original printing. So that was interesting. Oh, so maybe no, it looks like originally it was two separate series as well, but interesting they didn't have different like second titles. It's just Space Usagi. I don't know what the first one was called. Well, anyway, when we left off Usagi in issue 1, he was going together with Tomo, the doctor, whose name I forgot already, and the little spa robot and Rogan to sneak into the Shirahishi clan castle that's being now run by the Kagetori to get the information and all the treasures from the computers using the codes that Yokishi knows. Yokishi, right? Wait. Kiyoshi, sorry, Kiyoshi. I keep bloody thinking of Yokichi for some reason. Anyway, so that's where we left off. We started this one kind of similar to the first one. The telepath lady's daughter is having another nightmare about her mother and wakes up screaming and cries. And Lord Nero again goes to comfort her and tells her, she tells her, why does my mother's spirit torment me? Because each time she's reliving the dream and she sees it clearer and clearer. She sees that her mother is trying to tell her something. And Lord Nero says, oh, don't worry. She talks about how she disappointed her mother because she hasn't shown to have her gift. And he said, don't worry, your mother got your gift when she went into womanhood, and you will as well. And then he says in his head, and if you don't, then you would have outlived your usefulness to me. Which is very grim, because you gotta wonder what he's gonna do to the poor girl if she doesn't. That's that. Then we move, sorry. We move on to Sagi and his gang. They're on some planet. What is the planet called? 1 second. They are on Gadget World. Some kind of planet. Let me tell you. Chiyoko is the tech lady's daughter, the telepath lady's daughter's name. Here we go. She's powerful side tech. Okay, so psychic is more accurate to say. Yes, they are on Gadget World. Gen convinced them to make a pit stop there because he needed to get some. He needed to find his supplier and get some gadgets for them. So they go in and find him. Is this weird, creepy-looking dude? Big. He's got all these gadgets everywhere. He again gives him a list. He offers to buy Spot the robot that the doctor built. Anyway, they acquired their things, and I think after that, we go back to the yeah. I think after that we go back to the castle again, Castle Shirohishi. This weird little creature. This weird little creature. What is he? Um, what's he called? I thought it was called today, but it's Toa Day. Toa Day. I don't know. He's just sort of. I don't know. Sort of like kind of like an Igor sort of creature. Is very dim-witted. He's walking through the castle, or running through the castle, I should say, trying to find Lord Nero in order to deliver him a message. Knocks into people, and then he knocks into a cleaning robot, or collides with him. And then he gets angry at the robot and starts hitting it until he destroys it, like half an hour later. And that's where Lord Nero stumbles upon him. He says, "Oh, I have an urgent message for you, Lord Nero." And they go to a room, and an Empress. I'm just gonna call her Empress A because I'm not even trying to pronounce her name. So Empress A, she's annoyed because she said, "Yes, I called for you an hour ago." The city had wasted all that time destroying a cleaning robot instead of telling him. Anyway, she's I guess she's probably also from the Cacciatore, and she's asking him if there are any new why there are no new reports. Has he not gotten the information yet? And he tells her, "No, my Empress, I'm working on it. I've still not managed to get it, but we're coming close to it." And he said, "All right, don't disappoint me, Nero. Can I count on you? Will you not betray me?" And he says, "Of course not, Empress. You can count on me." Which, who knows? He seems to be dumping people as soon as they're not useful to it. So I'd be more cautious if I was that Empress. Okay, after that, we go back to Sagi and his gang. They go to a hangar to get what again needed from Nero. It's from Nero, from that supplier. By the way, Usagi said, "We'll pay you a small fortune not to tell anyone that you've done business with us." But he ends up betraying them. Anyway, they go to the hangar. There's a small, pretty old ship there, but it's going to be the ship that takes them to where they need to go. And they also had to exchange their ship for this one. Tomo and Usagi, they're bewildered at this, but the doctor says that the ship is very good if it works. They also bought a few things from the supplier. The doctor, I mean, bought some. Well, they get into the ship. It's small, but it gets them to it. They start flying. They start to get ready because soon they'll have to go. The doctor is sitting and working on something, and again, it's like counting the coordinates is very important. And then they reach the place they need. So the reason for the ship is that it won't be detected as won't be detected so easily. So they reach the place, then they all go down to a glider, the three of them. But before they go, the doc gives Gen a new horn. He made him a new robotic horn that has some enhancements to it that he doesn't have the time to tell him because Gen already leaves. So they glide out with the ship to get near the Shirohishi castle. It they reach, but it's not such an easy travel because they have to get out of the glider and then start going, but there's not that much air in their spacesuits, and they barely make it. They get to a hatch that Usagi has to open with his sword, with his katana, but they make it in. Poor Tomo was nearly out of breath. Then they're in like these maintenance sewers or something. They walk, it stinks in there. And there's not much light, and then suddenly Gen's horn releases a little, so it looks like a big firefly, and it floats ahead of them and gives them light. And Gen asks, "Well, what is this place, Usagi? What smells here?" And little robot Spot says these no one uses this area. Only the maintenance workers even know about it. People have forgotten it. They keep going, but then ahead, a big, what Spot calls, or not, yeah, Spot calls it a toad. But it's fucking massive. But Usagi and Tomo shoot it, killing it. And then they continue walking forward to get to a door. And then they hear something. It sounds like the big toad is being ripped apart. And Gen says those must be. Let me just tell you what he called them, because it was quite interesting. Oops, shit. Just a moment, please. Duct people, he calls them. And they must be hungry, so they're probably devouring that big toad. Oh, maybe that's what the little green Igor looking thing is. He's a duct person. I mean, he certainly looks like he's something that comes out of the sewers. Okay. They get in, they're walking the halls, and Tomo complains on, how they smell and they need a change of clothes. And they stumble upon three, maybe workers there, or guards or something. Usagi stuns the three of them, and they take their clothes. And that's going to be easier for them to blend in. As they keep walking, they gotta get ahead. And we go to Lord Nero. Oh wait, not Lord Nero yet. What was the order? Okay, what was the order? 1 second, please. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah. So the supplier guy betrays them. He's at Lord Nero's some big room. He tells them that they've come in. The Lord Nero says you'll be rewarded handsomely if your information is true. And then he else tells them there's a long-eared samurai. So he's thinking, long-eared samurai. Then we go back to Chiyoko. Yeah, Chiyoko. She's having yet another dream about her mother, but this time she understands what her mother tells her. Then we go to Yukichi. It's Yukichi. Then we go to Usagi, Tomo, and Gen. They've reached some place where they can access the computer. And Usagi punches in the codes, and then the little robot Spot. And then kind of like a cable or an antenna comes out of his head and attaches to the computer. And now he says, all we need is time. Back to Lord Nero and the duct Igor. He's a servant comes to report to Lord Nero. He says that on this level here, 3 guards or workers were found, and their clothes were taken, and one of them remembered the long-eared samurai. So they said, so Lord Nero says, "All right, I want you to search that level, and I also want you to behead those 3." And Duct Igor's like all happy about it, the little creepy fella. And then little Chiyoko arrives in the hall. Comes out of a room in there and says, Lord Nero. And he said, "Chiyoko, this is again about your nightmare, that I don't have time right now." And he said, "My lord, my powers, or my gift finally came through. And I've understood what my mother said. I know the codes. And that's it. To be concluded." All right. Oh, and of course, like I said in the first issue, there's an extra little story with Space Usagi's daughter. Um, I suspect his and Tomo's daughter, maybe, just based on her ears. Let me just tell you what the story's called, because I don't think I did that last time. So I guess maybe I can show you more of this one, since it's really not at all a new story. Okay, it's Akami and the Secret Invasion. So that's what the story's called. So in the first issue, Akami gets a task from her father to map the area of the Shirohishi system, I guess. And she lands on this little planet and finds this little creatures that eat beans and pass gas, and it makes them float or float a little bit up. And she picks a fat one from there, takes some beans, and is about to go bring him to the doctor to show. But then she sees a big shadow of a ship. So in this one, she and her little new friend, her little fat friend, go to the ship, get inside, and she follows the big ship. It's some kind of, I don't know, another race of aliens that want to maybe take over, from what I get. Yeah, to take over the Shirohishi clan. So she follows them. She attaches her little ship to theirs, and uses her laser blaster to make a hole through the ship. Goes in and wants to investigate before going back and warning her father. She does try to call Usagi while she's down on the planet, but she's too far. She's like on the outskirts of the system, and there's no signal there. So she investigates, but her little new friend follows her, and there's some two guards pass. He makes a squeak after they pass, and so they see her. She starts shooting at them, but more calm. And because she made the hole in the ship, in the big ship, a lot of her laser power has depleted. So she's in trouble. So she's standing there looking. There's like a few of them. They're coming closer to her. It looks like things are bad. They're going to capture her. You can see her little friend looking at her. And that's it. That's where that one ends. Alright, so first cover. I like this one. You see the shooting. Usagi's holding on to his blaster. Very cool. And of course, purple. I love purple. I think just in case, I'll just show you the first few pages. I just don't know how that works here with the stuff. If it's like if you could show more than three. All right, so here again we have it's a bit gruesome here. You see that's the psych lady. Okay, and then you see there's her daughter, Chiyoko, and there's Lord Nero. But there you go. Well, I'll risk it and I'll just show you here. You see that's the doctor there. That's Gen. There's Usagi and Tomo. Oh, and there's a little spot robot right there. It's always fabulous Dan Sakai art. Okay, so the story's developing very interestingly. I wonder if Usagi's finally gonna manage to take these take this information finally and be able to bring it back to the Shiroishi clan, and if things will finally work out, or what's gonna happen. Will they make it out of there alive? And well, I say that, but it's kind of obvious they do, because he and, again, I think Tomo end up having a daughter. Oh yeah, that's Tomo. Usagi, the original Usagi, is in love with a cat lady, I think, right? Yeah, that one had cat ears. So yeah, well, obviously it's gonna be a different lady. So much time, but still, yeah. So I think so obviously they make it, but still, what's gonna happen? Will he? Because the next issue is concluded. Will he succeed? Or will they not get the codes? Will the Kagetori win? what's going to happen to little Chiyoko. I mean, if the Kagetori win, she's going to have to do what her mother's done before her. But how sad is it that her mom knew that she was going to die, and instead of her last message being, I love you, or something like that, she just sends her daughter the codes, hoping that she will develop her gift and will help the Kagetora. I mean, I'm just saying, again, it's like you think she would at least say, I love you, or something. Well, that might mean she's not really worked for the. She hasn't worked for the Kagetori because she had no choice. She probably did because she wanted to. As I thought maybe they're threatening, her daughter or something like that, but yeah, nah, I don't think that was the case. So that is that. It'll be interesting to see what happens because the girl's innocent. So it'll be sad if something bad happens to her. Maybe the Shirahishi clan can have her join them or something. That is left to be seen. Oh, I wonder if Usagi will reunite with Kiyoshi. Will he see him again, and will they defeat Lord Nero? And who is this Empress? And is Lord Nero planning to backstab her anyway? Again, he seems to throw people easily away. As if Chioka hadn't developed the gift like her mom, he would have just, I don't even want to imagine what he would have done to her. I mean, would have gotten rid of her, but would he have killed her or just threw her down some planet and left her on her own? Yeah. Sorry, that was Doyle. Oh, and also, if they also get the codes, not the codes, but if she tells him the codes, will Lord Nero simultaneously also get this information? Or will by that time Usagi and everyone will manage to get it first? That's the question. Then they're going to have to destroy it within the system so that they don't get it, the Kagetori. Well, that's left to be seen. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know what you thought of issue 2, if you read it all the way back in 93. And remember, collect what you're passionate about, share it on YouTube. Bye!